stamp out corruption, destruction of very many sensitive, crucial, and critical national institutions. There's increasing and very unimaginable uncertainty and violence. Might have seen it today, Boko Haram tomorrow, a threat to the old and young, irrespective of tongue or tribe, almost all over the nation. Nigeria, to me, is under the throes of a brand of privatization way beyond, even in advance of globalization. There is now a scramble there is now a scramble. This is like a symphony, this lecture. When you, in a sonata form, in the Baroque music, after you have stated the themes, explicated, made the development, then you must come back, before you go to the coda, recapitulation. From 1885, we go back, or go forward, or is it back, like they announcing in the Ghanaian poet? What's the difference between what was going on day before yesterday in Nepal and the scramble for Africa? There is a scramble for PHCN. And it's only in this country that you will find the names of former heads of states among bidders. There is now a scramble for Nigeria by the internal powers that be. Nigeria, PLC, her national institutions and component parts are daily put on sale. The bid is on. Wake up, everybody. I thank you for enduring this potentially dangerous lecture. Are you the principal of Queen's School? No. I wanted to say something.
You still want to say something?
No, I thought. Principal Queen's School. No, we should have for certain very subtle reasons. We should have for certain not so subtle reasons invited the principal of St. Anne's. He's not here. No, Ladipo understands what I mean.
Thank you very much.
A round of applause for our own distinguished lecturer, Dr. Victor Olunloyo, for that outstanding and elucidating lecture. Please give him another round of applause. At this juncture, we'd like to make a presentation to our lecturer, and I'll call on Chairman of the Planning Committee to come forward as we make this presentation. The President of GCIOBA Boys Association. Just before we do that, there will be some reactions.
At this stage, I think there will be some of us who would like to pose either some questions or will make some contributions. We are running out of time, but I believe we can't forgo that. After that, there will be the presentation. Can I have those people who would like to say something or ask questions? Kabiyesi would like to say something.
the president of the Government College Old Boys Association, ancient old boys, medieval old boys, feeding bottle old boys here present, are amiable young girls, guests of Government College, and our friends. I just want to make a few remarks. Well, I'm being prompted that it has to be short, so I will not take too much time. But I must remember our guest lecturer today, our lecturer because he's one of us, Omololu Olunloyo, to tell a story about him. When he was commissioner for education in Western region, I was just entering higher school and then doing part-time work at the secretariat in Ibadan. He rode a car, WNG 32. I remember the number very well. It was a Cadillac. Your protection has been overruled.
A lot of crimes were committed with that car.
Yes. And I was going to report on one of the crimes. Every afternoon after work, this car passed by and I was trekking. I knew him as an old boy, and all I wanted was a lift from the secretariat to Dubai. But the car would just drive past me. And I said, this man, one day. But he was caught. I had a friend, a young lady who had just finished at Yejide Grammar School. She was working at the secretariat school. Accompanying me one day along the road, WNG 32 drove past. I saw the brake lights and it came back in reverse. I enjoyed a ride to Dubai because of my friend. Well, thank God that ride later ended up producing many more, producing that one. Does it need any protection? But we are very lucky to have people like Olunloyo. And we are lucky in the sense that he remained here and he did not get brain drained. We can use him. All he has said, I believe, is printed. And we can all read it, study it, and utilize as much of it as we can. Thank you very much.
General, sir, you have something to say? Yes.
Distinguished members of the High Table, ladies, gentlemen, when
you have a hall full of distinguished personalities, you don't want to create a problem with protocol. So I just shorten it by recognizing everybody. I'm here as head of a delegation, a small delegation, to attend the Government College Ibadan Old Boys Association annual reunion for 2012. And I want to start by sending my congratulatory message to you all, particularly the organizers and the EXCO members for this wonderful job you are doing. You'll probably be surprised why we're here. I am a product of Government College Ibadan also by implication. I didn't attend the college, but I'm a product of the college because the man who brought me up is a product of the college, and that is General Ogundeko. Now, let me say how pleased I was when I was listening to our former governor of your state, the distinguished lecturer, and so many things were going through my head when I was hearing him. I thought in schools we teach people not to lie. So when he confronted Chief Obafemi Awolowo and was telling him he can't lie, that's why he's not following him. Well, I had mixed feelings. But the truth of the matter is that sometimes perhaps you might have positive lie and negative lie. I think that's what he was probably referring to. Every time in school, you find boys sneaking out to go and watch television, to go and watch film shows. I did that, breaking the rules, but I became top of the armed forces. There is another boy who did that too. He became chief of naval staff. So sometimes destiny plays a key role in some of these things. But I just want to end up by saying that the problems of Nigeria, we must continue to pray to God, because like the question he asked, who will save us from ourselves? It's a problem that everybody must think about. I don't think one man has the solution. It will come from all directions, from mathematicians, from engineers, from professors, from soldiers, from anybody who cares, who takes Nigeria as his country, from our royal fathers, from everybody, even the small children who are just entering school. Sometimes a little idea they have might make a difference somewhere. I think it is a totality of this that can make us move forward. But above all, we must believe in the country. If we don't believe in it, constitution will not solve the problem. You can write any constitution. If people don't believe in it, the country remains where it is. On this note, I want to thank you all for the opportunity to be here, and I wish you happy celebrations. Thank you.
At this juncture, I'll call on the President, President Banwo Smith, to make a presentation on behalf of GCIO boys to our distinguished and erudite speaker of today. Please give them a round of applause.
It is our usual custom that the speaker of the day is given a token gift, and it's from all of us because he is one of us. Today, I would like to, on behalf of GCIOBA, thank Omololu Olunloyo for a job very well done. I know that some of us will go back home, study what he has written, and I'm sure he will get telephone calls. If you want his telephone number, you can let me know. He may have a lot of explanations to give, and more so for the current students. They may want to understand much more. So, sir, on behalf of all of us, I would like to present this token gift to you and to say thank you very much for honoring us and doing us proud.
Thank you very much. This is lovely. Thank Mr. President, Kabisi, all protocols observed. I thank the association for the this lovely plaque. It's a very beautiful one. I have nothing more to add than to welcome and assure those of us who are old boys who have been in the military. They are not any more guilty than those of us who have been in politics. But some of them have also been in the military and also in politics. You will see that a lot of my examples were taken from the 1946 class. Professor Akinkugbe had not come when most of the examples were being given. I was doing engineering, he was doing medicine. But most of the time when we met, it was for the study of Mozart. I would go to his medical school and armed with a tape recorder, we were interested in Mozart and Fela Showande. That's government college. I must say that the principal, you are very, are you a neighbor? You are a very, yeah, the principal is a very lucky man. You are a very lucky man. You are a very lucky man to be made principal in the school. You know, 1986 is a long time from here. 1946 plus 40, 1986, Nobel Prize. Then 1966 to this time. 1986 to this time, 26 years. Huh? No other Nobel Prize. Sacrifice implied in this lecture is the sacrifice made by those who have not run away. Like the Akinkugbes and the Okuromus and the Ogunbodes and so on, who could have made bags of money abroad. Don't let, my telephone number is very, very simple. 080 72 57 57 57 70 is the only thing you have to remember. Then 57 57 57. Don't ask me why I have been. This lecture justifies one being in politics. I'm interested in power mongering. One has to be in power to be able to correct some of these things.
Thank you very much, sirs. We'll be moving ahead with the book review. And to review the book, Echoes from Akpata Ganga, I'd like to call a distinguished barrister, a senior advocate of Nigeria. Please put your hands together for Babatunde Aiku.
Mr. President, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, all protocols duly observed. I christened this review the Akpata Ganga Commandments. It was with trepidation that I accepted to do a review of Echoes from Akpata Ganga, a compilation of Government College, Ibadan Old Boys, GCIOBA Annual Reunion Lectures, 2002 to 2011, when my wonderful Egbon, Obafunsho Ogunkeye Esquire, gave to me the Herculean task. I am not an old boy of Government College, Ibadan, GCI, as old students refer to their alma mater, but I have very good friends who enjoyed secondary school education in GCI. And when they see other students, they say, my tio, whatever that means. I will, however, start by telling a short story. My father, Chief Bandele Aiku, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, had always told me that I would attend GCI for my secondary school education, but I never asked him why. I, however, passed the entrance examinations to GCI and the International School, ISI, in 1977. But GCI was scheduled to resume in October 77, ISI September 77. On resumption day in September 77, I cried and begged my father to let me go to ISI for just 1 month. He agreed, but 1 month translated to 7 years, O and A levels. So I believe this is payback time. Now, the only issue which I believe arises for determination is, were all the 10 lectures contained in Echoes from Akpata Ganga delivered by old boys? If the answer to the question is in the affirmative, then should I have attended GCI for my secondary school education? The answer, however, is found in the foreword prepared by Uncle Banwo Smith, National President GCIOBA. All 10 lectures were delivered by old boys. Now, Commandment 1, Professor Oladipo Akikugbe, 1946, Emeritus Professor of Medicine. I pay my respects, sir. In his lecture titled Monks and Monkeys, The Wages of Integrity in Nigeria's Polity, at page 23, paragraph 2, had this to say: the bottom line to the issue of combating corruption is prompt and appropriate sanction. Wrongdoing left unchecked festers like a sore. Nigerian society still has to learn to reward virtue and punish vice. Commandment 2, Dr. Sir Abel I. Gobadia, 1946, of blessed memory. Lecture titled The State of Public Education, at page 37, had this to say, and I quote: the root cause of the decline is that political decision makers have focused too much on quantitative expansion to the detriment of quality. It is possible to combine quantitative and qualitative development only if the available resources in men, materials, money, managerial capacity, and technical know-how are adequate. Nigeria does not have any of these in any high degree of sufficiency, let alone abundance. Commandment 3, Professor Akitunde I. Akinwande, 1968. Lecture titled Globalization, Can Nigeria Play the Game and Win? At page 58, paragraph 3, had this to say: I will go on to argue that for Nigeria and the rest of Africa to attain such success in adding value and income growth, she has to have a well-educated workforce that is flexible, agile, and able to adapt to new situations and innovate. End of quote. Commandment 4, Chief Ajibola Ogunshola, 1956. Lecture titled Life, Death, and Money, at page 56, had this to say, I quote: in any case, simple reasoning suggests that if the number of new babies reduces, then the resource available for the good health and sustenance for the fewer babies will be higher, and their survival rate will be higher. There are, of course, other factors involved, such as the health of mother and the quality of the general economic and socio-cultural environment of the child. Commandment 5, Professor Femi Oshofison, 1959. Lecture titled Literature and the Nation, at page 103, paragraph 3, had this to say: literature is all these and more, a wonderful enclave of pain, as of enchantment, disjunction, as well as self-discovery. But the irony, however, as I began to say earlier, is that nowadays this literature is tragically on the wane. These writings, in which our nation's life has been so richly encoded,